No, you want to.
Oh, please, I just want to.
Dragon Town's gone. Come on, Infinity Esports. You want to play on Tomb of the
Yes!
Spider Queen?
Okay, so we're going to have a new map. So Tomb of the Spider Queens, for anybody who doesn't know, it is it's quite a short, 3-laned map where your range minions have been replaced by mechanical spiders. When you kill them, they drop a gem. You pick up the gem, you hand them into one of the 2 eggs, and then once you've handed in the required amount, you get web weavers spawning in each lane, and they push for you, and they're good. But getting into the draft, Infinity are going to first ban out Kael'thas.
Kael'thas very good at clearing those waves, picking up the gems, and leading to early pushes on with the spiders. So definitely a good one to take out. And I don't know, man, saying we don't want you to have the top warrior of the game, Uther.
Yes, because of your... and for those who don't know, tuning in, Nick made a little bit of faux pas last week where he called a composition Double Warrior, and chat decided that despite it only having 1 warrior, he must have meant Uther was the second warrior.
Uther is a warrior. I've since played Warrior Uther and understand that our Warrior Uther is that strong thing. So picking up Karazim as the first choice. Not the pick you'd expect right off the bat.
No, I mean, trading support for support here. Maybe. Now, I will mention Infinity Esports are our defending champions from last week. They won the tournament last week. And so, winning all their matches so far, probably feeling quite confident going into this final match between them and I Don't Know.
Yeah, definitely going to be feeling confident and pretty strong right now. But picking up a Karazim, does it show your hand too early? Does it show that you want those brawly fights?
Now, I don't think it does, because, and this is something I've wanted for so long, and I really hope Infinity are doing this. I hope this is a DPS Karazim. I really want them to do what Blizzard have put in this game. I want teams to start picking up Karazim, saying, look, he's going to be our support, and then, boom, right at the end, pick up a Rhaegar or a Morales or something like that, and use him as, like a Tyrande or a Tassadar, use him as that pseudo-support, put him in a damage role, put him as a counter-tank with his 7-sided strike, and give him the damage passive, and then he can occasionally heal himself and allies. But it can fake out your opponent and cause your opponent to try and draft against a Karazim, and that's not the support you're going with. So that's what I'd love to see, but we probably won't.
If they are doing that, they've made a very, very good choice here in picking the Muradin up as their second pick, as Muradin is one of the things that Karazim struggles to deal with all those stuns that he brings, especially the mini stuns, when he turns into the avatar form. Something you don't want to be facing as a Karazim player. So picking it up onto their team before I Don't Know Man could pick it up as potentially a second warrior definitely leads the way for them to be able to play the DPS Karazim if that is what they're actually doing. The Reyna does quite well on this map. The season's maximum stacks being able to stack up quite a lot, and the game's potentially being going on for a very long time. Tomb of the Spider Queen known to be one of the slowest maps in the pool that we've got there. I Don't Know Man taking the Leoric out, so there will be no Leoric if Infinity Esports were interested in that as a second warrior. Not so sure they were, but we'll see what they go with it.
I think we'll see Infinity... I was going to say, I think we'll see them take out support, but they take out the Asmodan. So maybe respecting the Asmodan strat coming out here, because Tomb of the Spider Queen is one of those maps where Asmodan can get his 500 stacks very quickly.
He can also take down a lot of the fountains on Tomb of the Spider Queen relatively easy. I mean, it's probably not something you're going to see in one of these sort of games. Maybe something you're going to see someone cheese in a quick match, or maybe if they're feeling confident in a hero league. But yeah, the Asmodan really good to take it out there. The Johanna would have helped him get to those 500 stacks very quickly. So yeah, good to see that gone.
Now, Chad is saying you can't play damage Karazim. You can play him, he just doesn't have a wave clear. Now, I Don't Know Man picking up Tyrande. We've seen them use her as the primary support with, like we already saw it with the Karazim, but potentially we'll see the Tyrande Tassadar, as you've been suggesting, or maybe Tyrande and then maybe a Twilight Dream Malfurion. That would be amazing. I'd like that.
We're not playing 4 supports again.
I think it's going to be amazing. Now, I think I Don't Know Man. They know Infinity are good. They know they're the team to beat. They know that this will decide it. So I would like to see them actually go for quite a risky comp and go like Morales and Kerrigan. Like, throw down that Bruiser, or maybe even Illidan or Butcher, Thrall. Throw down that melee assassin, that potentially squishy character, but couple that with 2 supports, and they're going to do a lot of work. But we're going to get Zagara out, which is a very safe pick. Still hiding that last, whether or not it's going to be Tassadar or a dedicated support, or even something completely different. Infinity are actually going to pick up the Kerrigan themselves, and I think this is really cool. I'm excited for this.
Chat saying you can't play a DPS Kharazim because of the wave clear. Remember, we are on Tomb of the Spider Queen, so those top and mid lanes are very, very close, and you often get the 4-man roam squad between those. And though Kharazim's wave clear himself is low, Reyna and Kerrigan are easily able to clear those waves if they were part of the gank squad with him.
Now, I just want to interrupt for a moment. Infinity eSports, if they pick up Morales here and run the Kharazim as that damage dealer, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to be so happy with this draft. I think that they can do it. I think that will be enough damage, and that will have faked out their opponents, and putting the Morales on top of a Kerrigan is just going to keep her so healthy, and she's going to do so much work.
And they are eating all their time here. But with this, are they just doing it to fake us out?
I mean, they hadn't used any of their reserve pool yet, so eating into the full 60 seconds that they've got there.
Oh, we see a Chen pickup instead. Okay, so the Kharazim almost definitely support there. Is the Chen in place of the Arthas again? As we did have an issue with Heroes Draft and selecting Arthas earlier.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. The timer didn't go out though, so it might not have been that thing. I will double check with Infinity as a just in case.
And a Rhaegar picked up there for I Don't Know Man as their final pick. So a Rhaegar with the Tyrande, Zagara going to be able to put out a lot of ranged and the Jaina, but the front line is only that Yuhana for I Don't Know Man. Whereas Infinity Esports has the Muradin and the Chen who can dive, the Kerrigan who's going to be able to drag, and the Kharazim who can dive back and forth. It's only really the Reyna that's going to be sitting at the back there. Definitely an interesting matchup here.
Yeah, definitely so. And moving into this, I don't know who's going to create the lobby for this. I'm actually going to do it because I'm a lovely person like that. So let's get everybody in. Make us observers. And put you on the other team. Boom! Okay, so let me update everything I've got going on here. Oh, so much to do. Now, if you are still watching Mr. G, I got that little tool, which you can do the swap and it shows the scores and puts all the names on that we had when we were using Twitch back in Insomnia. Mr. G, for those who don't know, is an amazing person. He's a great guy, absolutely lovely, and I'm very, very pleased to have met him. And in fact, I casted with him at Insomnia 55. And I just felt so welcomed by him and his crew, and he knows, and he got the gig because he knows Tetcher and he's big friends with all that, and yeah, just big shout out to him if he is still in chat.
A pleasure to meet you there, Mr. G, and I hope you're enjoying this evening. So, cool. We're just waiting for all the teams to get ready, and we'll get on to this potentially final game, Tomb of the Spider Queen here. If, as we said earlier, if Infinity Esports win this, they will go undefeated, and therefore will take home the crown. If I Don't Know Man win this, then they're going to have to face off against the Gatekeepers and see if they can push through for a victory. So no mercy at Poland players, teams from, who were in the finals last week, will be the Gatekeepers for this. So
excellent. So both teams are sorted. Are we on the screen for you? No, we're not. Here we go. Let's go to the tournament scene. And we're going to get the teams going. I do have a confirmation. The Chen was intentional.
Okay, so that is a Chen that we're going to be seeing there. Ah, I love the Macula's pickup. He's locked in the Marshall Rayner. So picked up that bundle. It does look very good. No, that's not Marshall Rayner, is it?
No, that is the normal Rayner.
I thought that was Marshall Rayner. Oh, I got so excited for a
second.
second.
We've got Countess Kerrigan, though, and Magni Bronzebeard.
Countess Kerrigan. Her wing was in the way. I'm going to blame Kerrigan's for that.
Choosing the skin colour. 9 out of 10 players ready. 8 now as Kerrigan's umming and ahhing about her skin. There's the Chen. There's the Rayner. Still 9 players ready. Wait for that last one, and then we will get this game underway. This is potentially the last game we will see of the night. It's the almost finals between Infinity eSports and I Don't Know Man. It's round 5 of this eSports Wall hosted tournament. Best of 1. We've had a bit of a league situation going on here. Didn't have the as many teams as we've had in previous weeks. We only had 6 compared to the 11, 13, however many of previous weeks. So took it down to a league format, round robin, 5 rounds, as many games that we would get to stream here. And moving into this final game, potentially, if I Don't Know Man win this, we will have a decider between them and... we will, have another game between them and No Mercy HyperX. And if they beat No Mercy HyperX, I Don't Know Man win. If they lose to No Mercy HyperX, we've got a tiebreaker. So, lots of stuff going on here. However, if Infinity eSports do win this, that means they have secured another win, second week in a row if they do, since they are the defending champions of last week.
They are indeed. So we're loaded in, and we're good to go. So I'm going to take the introductions for I Don't Know Man, as they seem to have become my team this week. So over on the red side, we have I Don't Know Man. We have Yunks playing Zagara. We have Komek playing Jaina. We have Kirsten on the Rhaegar, Atomic on the Tyrande, and finally on the Johanna we have Davo.
Meanwhile, on the blue team side of Infinity eSports, we're going to have Inception playing the Muradin, Shevatas on the Karazim, Makula, the team captain, on Rayner, Kandar 15, or Kandar for short, is going to be playing that Countess Kerrigan skin, and Kren on the Chen.
Woo, Chen!
We've got this interesting Chen game going out here. This is going to be good. We have a full 5-man squad moving out here for Infinity eSports. Maybe looking to gank this bottom lane as Yumx just moving, trying to be safe from that Master Zagara skin, using the drop pods to scout out, make sure she's in a safe spot. And we have 4 members of I Don't Know Man.
They're just going to sit and wait and see what prey they can jump on. And Chen jumps in, takes a bit of damage. Luna Flare landing nicely there, but yeah, just a little poke back and forth at the moment in this mid lane. Looks like they are setting up for the 4 and the 1, so they're going to go with the 4 that will move between the top and the middle lanes, and the 1 that's just going to go and fight on the bottom. So we're going to have a Chen versus Zagara bot lane.
One of the most boring lanes imaginable. Zagara can do decent damage to the Chen, but the Chen physically cannot die in this lane. So yeah, that's going to be happening. Meantime, in mid lane, we've got lots of action, lots of turn throw Inception. Going to have to maybe Dwarf toss himself over the wall. Maybe he used it already. Decided not to if he hadn't. And Kangar and that Kerrigan going to be soaking top lane solo briefly. Whilst, as you say, something very typical we see here: a 4-man clearing squad. They move from one lane to another, clearing the creep wave, soaking all that experience. They don't lose any, and ensuring that they get all the gems from those spiders. Now the Kerrigan's going to come in, not land her stun on anybody. The Primal Grasp is going to land on 2 though, and Davo just going to walk out, get healed by the Tyrande and the...
So they're just a little bit damaging back and forth, and they're not moving around in this full 4. The Kerrigan often going back up to top and soaking on her own there, while the other guys are slowly clearing the mid lane. Not a lot of fast wave clear at the moment. Johanna just coming in with a Condemn, and a nice Luna Flare goes down. Just going to be a bit of poking back and forth. Inception going to get some auto attacks on Davo.
We do have this start of a Ravage build coming out of Kerrigan here. We'll probably see her move into the Assimilation Shield talents at level 13 and 16, as is common. Yeah. Meanwhile, Komek on that Jaina going to get caught out by the Kerrigan combo. The Rhaegar Totem coming down to slow him down, but Jaina is going to be our first blood here. She gets picked up quite handily there. Very well played.
Very nicely picked up there.
And that's exactly what happens if you get hit by that Kerrigan combo. I mean, there's nothing more to it. She ravaged onto the Jaina and landed the combo, and Jaina died. It does so much damage in the early game.
Yeah, definitely what you want to be seeing. So, scouting arrows constantly coming out from the Tyrande, just trying to make sure or stop any hand-ins that might be going on.
Now, something for those of you who don't know, if you don't play Kerrigan at all, had level 4 talent Clean Kill, which has got picked up here. If Ravage kills a target, it means the Ravage does more damage. In fact, David's going to get almost caught out here, but uses his trait very well there to become unstoppable and dodge the Primal Grasp. Anyway, and then bottom Chen's going to fall. I said the unkillable Chen, but to the Tyrande and the Jaina making their rotation, wow. Yeah, he's going to get picked up. But with Clean Kill, as I was saying, if you Ravage, it means your next Ravage is stronger and has cost you no mana and has no cooldown. So you could just clear a creep wave by ravaging from one creep to the next. And that's what we just see the Kerrigan doing just there.
Yeah, so just waiting for that level 4 to get the creep wave. A lot of gems were on that Chen when he did go down, so a big hit there. They dropped down to 20 gems, which puts them about in line with what I Don't Know Man have, but they were very much up on I Don't Know Man on gems held until that happened.
Meanwhile, in mid lane, Jaina getting caught by the Kerrigan combo again, and she's going to get blown up. There's a lot of damage done to Muradin, but he was able to walk out, and the Jaina, like I say, got caught by the Kerrigan combo. Curson on that Rhaegar, great movement, not going through the gate there, instead heading up, means that he dodges Kandar's Primal Grasp. Will survive. Very even so far between these two teams. 2 kills to 1 in favour of Infinity eSports, our defending champions. So we'll see whether or not they do keep their title.
Definitely.
In the meantime, Infinity do get their first Web Weaver hand in very quickly, very handily, despite having lost gems on the Chen earlier in the game.
Yeah, so this is going to be quite good for them, as they haven't actually taken out any towers yet. This will give them a chance to push on. With everybody being down towards bottom, it's going to be the top Web Weaver that we're going to be potentially doing most work. And Jaina gets caught again.
Taking a lot of damage, and she's going to get ravaged by the Kerrigan and killed for the 3rd time. The Kerrigan combo coming down, not going to land on the Johanna or the Zagara. They're going to be able to escape that quite handily. And Rhaegar moves up to mid to try and clear this wave. Kerrigan and Muradin rotating around, going to try and catch him out. The gank squad going down, the Ravage comes down, the combo not land, or the Primal Grasp landing, sorry, the stun from the Muradin dodging, as Curson did actually just stop moving there for a moment.
Inception jumping over with Dwarf Toss, just in case Curson thought of going through the gate, able to body block him.
And that is a very slippery wolf. Curson able to keep himself alive. I'm actually very surprised at that. Well played by him.
Good choice to go up and around rather than going through there.
And meanwhile, Inception on that Muradin is getting caught out quite a lot here. There's 4 members of I Don't Know Man. They're going to be able to pick him up quite happily.
So pretty good play there by I Don't Know Man, able to hold off, just losing some gates. No forts went down there, just the top and the bottom gate and towers that fell. So not a devastating Web Weavers for them, and they were able to pick up a kill back in it, so they're not actually too far behind, about half a level at this point.
Yeah, now Davo does have 44 gems on him at the moment, and Zagara has 19 on her, so the remaining 74 gems for the team, mostly on those 2 heroes.
You do often find the big tanky warriors like Johanna able to just store up the gems, as they're not likely to fall, so they can just keep.
And the fact that they're melee heroes means that they're on the front line. They pick up the gems more so than heroes.
Yeah.
Now, just before we hit level 10, I'm going to cover the Chen talents, because we don't see him picked up very often. Same with the Kerrigan. We're going to get Assimilation Mastery at level 7 for her, but Regen Master, Swift Reflexes, which is like Block, but way better for Chen, and the Brewmaster's Bounce coming out. Level 10 for Infinity, a little bit before I Don't Know Man's. Level 10 comes out. We're going to have Storm, Earth and Fire from the Chen, and Maelstrom from the Kerrigan. Everything else is pretty typical.
effectively a second life there from the Chen, taking the Storm Earth and Fire, able to, if he is in danger, split into those 3 full health spirits, and as long as one of them gets out, Chen will be alive.
Meanwhile, Chen actually get hit by Tyrande stun there, and a Blizzard from the Chen to take a lot of damage. The Johanna Blessed Shield comes down, but a fantastic status on the Chen from the Karazhan. They're going to get healed up, the Maw landing on 3, but Chen was healed up in the middle of that. The Rainer's Hyperion coming down, Tyrande stun landing again. Atomic just so good in this here, even though we saw Yunks playing it before. Atomic also proving to be a very competent Tyrande. The Shadow Stalk coming out, we see that favoured over the Starfall, and another good stun landing by Atomic. However,
some beautiful pickups there.
Infinity get their second set of Web Weavers. So 2 for naught, but they get their second set of Web Weavers.
Yes.
99 gems in total on the side of...
Yes. Bomb Web Weaver is going to fall very quickly as 4 members of I Don't Know Man are there. The middle one's going to be able to push on, take down the gate and the tower, but isn't going to get much further. Top, however, has some assistance. There's a Karazim there, a Muradin and a Kerrigan lingering around, and they're going to be able to take down the first fort of the game before backing off. They're going to look for potentially somebody maybe stepping out of line in the mid, but nobody is, and so they're just going to pick up what they can.
Very much so. They're good little stun just to zone from Atomic, but not going to be able to defend. Not that it's the biggest loss. The Web Weaver up top does get cleaned up eventually, and almost 120 gems. That's 2 full hand-ins on the side.
That is.
I Don't Know Man.
And I Don't Know Man needing to worry about that, because the longer they hold on to those gems, the more likely it is that Infinity eSports could pick them off and drop those gems to the ground.
I want to note the positioning of Infinity. They had Kerrigan marking the top one and the Karazim marking the bottom egg, just watching to see if those hand-ins are going to be attempted, and then the team would most likely fully rotate to deal with it. And good play by them. They don't want to let I Don't Know Man get that hand in. I Don't Know Man don't want to overextend and throw away the current kill lead that they've got, even though they're lacking a little bit in experience, and that's mostly just due to the fort deficit.
Yeah. So just for both teams, going to be playing safe during this downtime, and Infinity just adding a few gems in at a time as they get a chance to while it's a bit quiet.
Yeah, Atomic taking some damage from the Chen. Dave on that Johanna. Doing what she can. Just a little bit of a trade here.
And going in deep, getting a good condemn on there, but not actually going to start anything.
5v4 at the moment as the Kerrigan is still top, soaking and extending that experience lead just a little bit. The guy's gone down to bottom to try and soak that.
Kirsten has come top, potentially looking for a gank onto this Kerrigan, as Davo and Atomic do come up. Good condemn there. She's going to pop the Maelstrom, but she's going to fall.
It's not going to be nearly enough. The Divine Palm potentially could have come out there, but didn't on the Kerrigan, and that means she does fall. Meanwhile, Makula, the team captain for Infinity eSports, going to take a lot of damage here. There goes the Divine Palm. The Stacia saving them out, but the Maw blocking down the Muradin. He's not able to get out unless he dwarf tosses himself away, but I think he's already used it. The Rainer was able to get out. The Maw didn't hold him there long enough, but that's another 2 for naught. And they're just going to push with this. The Johanna's gone back to go hand in for the Web Weavers. That's 4 versus 3, pushing in this top 4 for the side of I Don't Know Man. Looking really strong in this match.
Yeah, I Don't Know Man catching up on that experience, and some Web Weavers coming in now as well. We are a lot later on into the game, so their first Web Weavers coming down like this, they are probably going to push on more than a gate and a tower, and maybe get a couple of those forts down. Depends on how they split it out. So at the moment, Infinity eSports gathering up in the mid, pushing that mid wave back a little bit for when that Web Weaver does come in, so they can burst it down and move to one of the other lanes.
Level 13 coming up for both teams. We brief look at the talents here. Ice Blade for Jane as be really, really strong versus this character. Just she doesn't get blown up, as she is all 3 of the deaths for the team.
So this bot, they're just uncontested at the moment, pushing through. I think Infinity eSports are just accepting that they're going to have to lose some things, some structures here. So instead, take out the mid and top Web Weavers so they don't have to worry. And
they took them out very quickly, and very little structural damage was done to both top and mid compared to what had already been. So, not the worst. And we've got enough for a full hand in again as soon as This bottom web weaver is dead.
Yeah, so the eggs will be back up in about 10 seconds. And at the moment, I don't know, man, do have a very strong position. Probably going to just be able to walk up to that egg and hand it in with no contestation from Infinity.
With that fort being taken down in bottom, they've actually got the experience advantage at this point. So that's looking really good for them.
Infinity arriving just in time to push them off that. And so, I don't know, man, backing off a little bit, maybe going to go have a look at the Bruiser camp and see if they can get some power from these mercs. We did see them in the previous games favouring to move around the map and take as many of the mercs as they can. We've not really seen them do that this game, so maybe this is the start.
I don't know, man, still have enough for 2 more hand-ins after this one on their entire team. So, however, crazy amount of gems on them.
Infinity eSports will get their 3rd hand in if they do put this, so both teams relatively equal on the gems. It's just different timings as to what they're going to do with them. And a nice owl there to stop Cervantes handing those in. And a Lunar Flare as well, Cervantes, you're not going to get that.
Blocked that out, very well played. They could see Cervantes doing that because the Mutalist was in fact attacking the Muradin. So, good awareness there. David going to get stopped, as will Atomic. Still, both teams just trying to fight over, trying to get this hand in. No level 16 yet, but I don't know, man, will get it first. Kerrigan jumps in, ravages onto the Zagara, but she's going to get immediately blown up from the Jaina and the Tyrande. Going in, the Ancestral Healing not able to come out did come out successfully, healing up the Zagara, I believe it was. Meanwhile, the Chen's going to fall. All of his Stormouth and Fire Spirits dying, and then him dying in the background. Raynor getting caught out here, the Divine Palm landing on him. He's going to get stasised up. They weren't able to halt the damage. Jaina got picked up in the background by the Raynor. Stun landing on the Kerrigan, on the Karazim from the Tyrande. However, he does have Relentless, so it was a bit...
Yeah, so fantastic pickup there from I Don't Know Man, and they're able to hand in once again, so it's going to be a strong push that's going to come from them, and this looks like I Don't Know Man are going to take the driving seat here.
I feel very sorry for the Jainas. That is the team's 4th death and her 4th. She's getting bullied hard.
She is.
All the focus is onto her, and it needs to be onto the Zagara, but we saw when Kerrigan jumped in, there just wasn't enough to keep her alive, and she got blown up super quick. I think she needs a Divine Palm on her, like a pseudo Divine Shield. I think she needs the the Divine Palm on her, like as she jumps in, so that they don't deal that damage during the time.
Maybe the team sees the palm and therefore won't push on the damage potentially killing her and just resetting that. So strong push on top. They've taken the fort there and they look like they're going to push on, try and get the keep. A bit of a defense forming up for Infinity eSports. So I don't know, man, are going to back off and let Infinity take this Web Weaver down.
This is very smart. But just backing off, moving, trying to take out this fort in mid. But in 15 seconds after that Web Weaver is down, they're going to be able to hand in again, and they have enough for, almost 2 straight up from this. They're only down 20 gems from getting 2 hand-ins on their entire team. Odin stunned the Johanna, and they're going to potentially try and get a 3rd hand-in a row here.
So waiting for those eggs. Eggs are up. Cervantes is going to try and hand in on top. So I don't know, man, are going to have to move to try and do it. A nice body block there by Kerrigan, allowing Cervantes to get the hand in, and therefore Infinity eSports this time are going to have the Web Weavers.
Yeah. So potentially a tool to get them back into the game. The Kerrigan combo actually missing on the Johanna, not able to land the stun, but the Kerrigan's going to get blown up instantly. He pops Maelstrom to try and stay alive. It's not going to be enough. In the meantime, Raynor taking a lot of damage. He's going to get Divine Palm to stay alive. The Chen, Storm Spirit, the last surviving spirit there, stun landing on the Karazim. Again, he's going to take a lot of damage from Jaina, almost falling. The blinds, the shields coming out. Is he just about to get out? The Rhaegar not able to deal enough with that feral spirit thing.
But a brilliant
phenomenal Lunar Flare from Atomic.
It seemed during that entire fight as though, I don't know, man's health bars was made of stone. They weren't moving. No matter how much damage Infinity eSports tried to put out, those health bars were just staying high.
I think if any team is going to play against I Don't Know Man in the future, respect Ban Tyrande. Yunks and Atomic can both play an absolutely formidable so far, and she's been really instrumental in all of their games.
Yeah, definitely, and they're obviously feeling comfortable in this Tyrande, regardless of the changes that have come out of her.
They're adopting the changes. They're going Shadow Stalk with her every game. It's working out really well, and it's really fun to see. In fact, even the Tyrande this game taking up more of a healing role with that protective shield on top of that to kind of counter out the Kerrigan. And the Muradin's going to get caught out here as well with yet more stuns and slows out from the Jaina. Another fantastic Tyrande stun, and the Chen's going to go down. That's both tanks, and Chen was actually holding a lot of gems, about 30 on him. Going to go down to waste. As Davo...
They're going to go and take the boss.
Davo, Kirsten, and Atomic, none of them handing in. They're just going to, like you say, take the boss. And they're pretty much untouchable at this point. I don't know, man. Are doing so well in this game. And that means we're going to have to extend this tournament if they continue like in this fashion, and put them up against No Mercy Hyper X. But we shall see. We
shall see. Looks like No Mercy. You better get your Gatekeeper's boots on, because this game looks like it's going in the favour of I Don't Know Man.
Boss pushing. They're not going to push with it. Just going to be content in getting a third Web Weaver. I suppose that makes sense. There's not much there.
Yeah,
not going to see the Blessed Shield.
Get the boss, go for the hand in, and then they should be able to push one of the other lanes. However, they are pushed quite far back, so that bot lane they were looking at is way, way back at their first fort. So they're going to have a long walk with that, which is going to allow Infinity eSports to clean up the boss on top lane and then potentially come down towards bot and deal with this push if they're willing to fight. At the moment, none of the fights have gone in their favour, and I Don't Know Man do have their level 20 heroic storm talents.
Yeah, now what was this, what started this game as a 3-for-1 is now a 13-for-4 the other way. So, I Don't Know Man really coming into it in this late game. Reyna, the Hyperion come down from Reyna, trying to do what it can to defend against the Web Weavers. Going to do some decent damage, but this push down bottom is going to persist as the Web Weaver is still alive in middle as well. Neither keep going to fall here, I don't think, or at least the middle one's not going to fall. Potentially see a committed push to this bottom one.
Yeah, it kind of depends on how committed I Don't Know Man are to this push, and they are just backing away now that Web Weaver's gone down. So they do still have 75 gems. They can hand in again and have their fourth Web Weavers.
And this is exactly what we've seen from I Don't Know Man all tournament, all the games we've been watching from them. They take an objective, they don't overextend, and then they play the map. And that's, like I say, exactly what we've been doing all game, and their non-willingness to throw. They don't want to commit, they don't want to give their opponents any chance to get back in. They're just going to take an objective, and as soon as that objective's gone, they're like, okay, we're backing off, okay, you can't kill us. Done. Try and chase us. We've got Tyrande almost every game with Shadow Stalk. Try and chase. We're invisible. It's just crazy.
I mean, fantastic disengage tool as well as a fantastic healing tool, and the Shadow Stalk's just so diverse now. Especially if they've upgraded it now as well, so they get the additional movement speed as well. They can use Shadow Stalk if they need to chase somebody down.
Yeah, and in fact, looking at those level 20 talents, she does have the upgrade for it. So, a good chase and disengage tool.
Push onto the bottom keep, able to take that down. They're going to move towards the middle, and that keep will also fall. Top keep, at the moment, the Web Weaver isn't there, but they will be able to rotate up and push with that, and it looks like it's just going to be a 3-keep sweep during this Web Weaver phase.
This is so good for I Don't Know Man. I mean, forgive me, but I don't know how Infinity eSports are going to come back into this game, man.
I don't think they can. I think this game is most definitely in I Don't Know Man's palm right now. As long as they don't do anything silly, and we haven't seen them risk anything.
It's their game to lose, and they are playing nothing but safe. So, I mean, look, their Bruiser camp's up. They're just going to go back and go take their Bruiser camp.
Yep.
The opponents have no keeps, no defensive structures to fight for them, and they're just going to move back and take another objective.
So they don't have the gems at the moment for handing, but neither do Infinity eSports right now. So The next thing is going to be a team fight, which they've been winning all of them.
Yeah, and this is a bit more of the meta that I've been expecting to see since the patch. These 1 warrior, 2 support combos with Tyrande and Tassadar buff. And meanwhile, we do have this fight, the Hyperion coming down, not doing too much damage to Kerrigan coming through, doing a lot of damage. Jane is going to get blown up immediately, though. The Shadowstalk coming through, not able to save her out. No ancestral healing even attempted on her. And this is actually a 1 fight for Infinity Esports. They have no keys, so all their lanes are pushing in, but with 1 down, I don't know, man, aren't even going to attempt to salvage that fight. They're just going to back off and defend, which is, again, super cautious, super safe, and really smart by them.
Yeah, that Jaina getting caught for the 5th time, though. Definitely not what I don't know man wanted. And they're able to pick up a couple of towers there, but there are catapults on their core.
Yeah. 3, and it is going to push out the lane a little bit, but it's not going to be the end of the world. They're going to get a bit of a hand in with the Kerrigan. She does manage to hand in her 20 gems, but is going to back off.
And Infinity, though, looking like they're getting closer to a hand in. They've now got enough gems to get their hand in done.
Infinity definitely do.
And just going to be whether they can actually get close enough to do it.
Meanwhile, the boss has respawned in the top lane, and we might see a death push come with this boss. I mean, currently we have a party bush to scout this out. That Tyrande with the angle of its approach. If Infinity spotted that going past their core, they should know what's going on. In fact, they should know what's going on anyway. As they're moving up here to potentially come and contest this boss. Inception on the front line, might get caught out immediately, and he goes. The Kerrigan going to get caught out, though. That amazing stun for again from Atomic Shadowstalk coming out. They're all invisible, they can't be engaged upon, and more coming down, locking down the Chen. Inception on that Murding being taken down. He's popped everything he can. Kharazim trying to keep him alive, doing a good job of it. Chen pops Storm, Earth and Fire as soon as he's out of the maw. Able to jump away in a really good disengage out from Infinity Esports. Shevatus going to have to dashing strike his way out. Going to get hit by the Tyrande stun. The Relentless making sure that it's a very, very short stun. The Jaina slows. Doing so much to keep him still in danger zone, but he moves back into his base. Kren on the Chen, doing what he can. The Storm, Earth and Fire has moved out now, so he doesn't have his second life. Meanwhile, Yumix on that Zagara going to get nuked down. Going to use Bolt and Storm to get disengaged really successfully as that Ancestral locks down. Ice Block coming out from the Jaina. Humek taking a lot of damage, is probably going to fall again, but Zagara finally does die. Atomic on the Tyrande, having to run away. Kren going to be able to chase down Shadowstalk, only a 50-second cooldown already off. However, Atomic is going to get spotted out, and Curson and Atomic are just going to have to back off as buddies. Successful defense from Infinity Esports, but the core is down to 39%.
2 for 1 and a defense. Their core is still up. It doesn't matter. It's only 39%. They're still in this game. They still have a chance to come back. It all depends on what they can do now that there's 5 of them up and there's only 3 up for I don't know man for the next 30 seconds.
So this is a pretty safe boss then for Infinity Esports.
It is. However, they do need to be aware that if I don't know, man, get a whiff of this boss. They've got an owl flying up here. They are just going to be able to charge at that core and potentially take it down with very little resistance. Kren, however, is back, and Kren is going to be
good map
trying to take
by
this
Kren
down.
there, going in to try and stop this out there. Doing what he can, but the core's falling pretty quickly. Inception's already backed off though on the Meridian. He's going to block this out, but the core's just falling. It's too fast. I think I don't know, man. I've done it. Yeah, 2-1%. GG, well played.
So fantastic game there from I don't know man, taking the game from Infinity Esports and dropping them down to a 4-1. That means we do have Infinity Esports on the 4-1, and I don't know man a 3-1.